If I had to write some sort of manifesto about why we should abolish the internet, Jojo Siwa's name would be mentioned thousands of times. Her existence online is enough for me to want to permanently log off any social media that I'm currently on and just buy a house in the woods. What makes you say that, you ask? Well, this video is just going to be me explaining every single reason why I don't like Jojo Siwa. Let's just start with the obvious. She just looks weird nowadays. Like, what is that? Now, I know this is just me on some straight up hater shit. I'm willing to accept that. But like, this outfit is trash. Unfortunately for us, this outfit is part of her new rebrand. From squeaky annoying child star to just rip off Miley Cyrus. But don't worry guys, her personality is still there. She's still just corny as f and hard to watch.
Dream guest on my podcast? Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes.
Dream guest on my podcast? What are you doing with your voice? I know you was a child star, right? And you probably didn't stay in school too long. But you know when people's voices change, it's like a natural thing. We don't do it on purpose to sound cool or mature. I didn't wake up one day when I was 12 and be like, this is my voice now, you know, I'm gonna sound f***ing sick. Jojo, you've even embarrassed the gays, Jojo. You've embarrassed your own people. How could you do this? You know, I heard when Jojo Siwa came out as bisexual, she actually took the entire LGBT community back 10 years in terms of acceptance because of how much hate she brought with her. Anyway, the reason she's getting any sort of attention right now is because she's just released a brand new song. Except it's not new, it was written in 2010 and was originally planned to be released by an artist who could actually sing. But unfortunately, for your ears and mine alike, 10 years later, Jojo Siwa decides to come out with this brand new song. And in all of her promos, she made it sound like she was the one who wrote it.
This song is special. I wasn't ready to say I was a bad girl. I wasn't ready to say I should have known better.
Yeah, I guess Karma's just a bitch, you know, and I guess I should have known better. Someone should really put that in a song. It sounds really cool. It's just painstakingly obvious that she's trying to like plant seeds to make it look like, oh, this is where I had the idea for the song. It's just corny as f. If you didn't write the song, just say that. I'm sorry. I know I don't usually come at people this hard. I have good reason with Jojo Siwa. Anyway, when asked about this song not being written by her and people saying, you stole it, she just said, there's no such thing as stealing. This whole time I've been not stealing shit, thinking I had to pay for things. Telling me I can just walk into the store and just take out a flat screen TV? No such thing as stealing, you know. If you really need it, just take it. I'm sure the police will give you a little blow by. They'll be like, it's Jojo Siwa. We knew you last week because you was in our jail for abusing kids. Yeah, she did that. This obvious segue brings me exactly to my next point. You see, because a couple years ago, Jojo Siwa and her mother decided to start a new kids dance group, which, can I just say, the world doesn't want any more of these. Okay, the only people that like them are currently getting locked up for the Epstein flight logs. They're just kind of annoying, because all they do is create people like Jojo Siwa. This article that I read about it puts it quite bluntly. I'll probably leave a link to it in the description. They worked these kids to the bone, and what makes it worse is some of these kids were disabled. So fresh off of spinal surgery, they're making these kids do grueling dance routines for hours on end. Apparently they would also shout abuse at these poor kids and make fun of their disabilities. I have no doubt that Jojo Siwa herself was probably subject to this kind of environment growing up, you know, being a kid star and all that. Shouldn't that kind of open your eyes to like, maybe we shouldn't do this to the next generation because it's kind of fucked up? If it's making people like you, Jojo, maybe don't reciprocate that. Most of these videos coming out about Jojo are just about this terrible, weird rebrand she's decided to do, not about the fact she basically abuses kids. The timing of this rebrand is something else, you know. It's almost as if it was on purpose to try and put a cushion between herself and these allegations. And you know what just tops it all off for me? She defends nonces. She's an industry plant with no real talent. She forces herself to be this person that she's just clearly not to fit this persona that nobody f***ing likes. She verbally abuses kids in dance practices and makes them do grueling dance routines for hours on end, and she defends nonces. And how is she even famous? You know, on all of her posts, people in the comments are just hating on her. How can you be a celebrity when no one fucking likes you anymore? But let's shower her in money, you know, give her all the fame, because clearly there's no one more deserving than Jojo Siwa.